Welcome to the War of the Movies YouTube channel. As you see in the title below, we'll be filling out a bracket of some of the best movies of all time, in fact 128 of them. I have not seen this bracket before, so I'll be blind reacting to each matchup as we get into it. Let's hop straight into the first round. Alright, first matchup, we got Tarzan versus The Avengers. This one's going to be very easy for me, as I feel like Avengers is a superior movie compared to Tarzan. This is the first ever movie, in my opinion, where you put a bunch of superheroes in one movie and it actually freaking works. With that being said, we're going to pick Avengers over here to move on to the second round. Second matchup, we have the original Spider-Man versus The Curse of the Black Pearl. This one's going to be easy for me, but I feel like most would struggle, or it would be the opposite of what I'm about to pick. I am going to pick The Curse of the Black Pearl here to go on round two, but I feel like most of you might pick Spider-Man or have at least a little bit of trouble here. I'm just a huge fan of Pirates of the Caribbean, at least the first three. We don't really count 4 and 5 in the trilogy, so we're going to go with Curse of the Black Pearl. Wow. Whoever did this bracket, I don't like you. I just don't like you. We have The Dark Knight versus The Departed. They're 9 pluses out of 10, 9 point somethings out of 10. Both not quite there at masterpieces. But I feel like the one that's closest to a masterpiece is The Dark Knight, because it's one of the better superhero movies of all time. I feel like there's a bunch of movies like The Departed that do a little bit better job, or at least as good of a job as The Departed does. So we're going to move The Dark Knight on to round 2, but it was a tough one. I feel like The Departed deserves at least round 2 or 3. So I don't know why these two movies match up in the first round, but that is what it is. So we got to go The Dark Knight. Here we go. Next, we have Lassie and Matilda. Honestly, listen, they're okay movies, right? They're fine. But how you gonna match up The Dark Knight and The Departed and then put Lassie and Matilda together? I feel like these are first round exits compared to deep runs on the previous matchup. But we're gonna go Matilda here. I find it a more nostalgic movie. I don't know if that means better, but you know, maybe Lassie didn't last an impression on me. Next we have Deadpool 2 and SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. Man, I really don't know what to do here. I feel like they're both kind of mediocre. In some senses, they're kind of brilliant. SpongeBob the movie knows what it is. Deadpool 2, a sequel that doesn't really match up, in my opinion, to the first one. I think just because SpongeBob SquarePants has that nostalgic feeling to me, I fuck with it a lot. We're going to go with SpongeBob here. Hot take, I guess. I don't know if that's hot take or not. Moving on, we have the Rise of Skywalker versus Cars. This one's going to be easy. I don't know why Rise of Skywalker is even on here. This was supposed to be the best movies of all time, not the worst movies of all time. So we're going to move on Cars, though. Okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, Cars couldn't face against Toy Story, and Rise of Skywalker couldn't be against Pulp Fiction. Like, Cars could have faced Toy Story, and Rise of Skywalker could have faced Pulp Fiction. But no. We have two great movies that deserve top 32 in this bracket, at least. I mean, I haven't seen the right side yet. I think we're halfway through the left side. But, man, this is tough. I'm going to have to pick Pulp Fiction. Toy Story should have made a deep run, I'm telling you. But Pulp Fiction moves on. That's 2 times now. We've had 2 all-time classics go against each other in the first round. Next, we have The Mask versus Civil War. This one is a little bit more difficult. Some of you might really love this movie, Civil War. You know, I can enjoy it. I find it very entertaining. You'll find that I'm not the biggest MCU fan, and maybe that's not fair in this scenario. But I am gonna go The Mask. I think this is my favorite Jim Carrey movie. I'm not saying it's the best Jim Carrey movie. I'm just saying it's my favorite. And Cameron Diaz in The Mask is probably the hottest human ever made. God did a real one on that one. I'll tell you that right now. God, you did a real one on that one. We're gonna go Mask. Okay, this one's gonna be very easy for me. Listen, I love Jack Black. Don't get me wrong. Okay, Gwyneth Paltrow, shout out to you. See, this is rough because I know I'm in the minority opinion that the Amazing Spider-Man 2 movies, the Amazing Spider-Man 1 and Amazing Spider-Man 2 are great movies. I love them, but it's hard to fuck up Spider-Man to me. Either Batman or Spider-Man has the best movies, so I'm gonna pick Amazing Spider-Man. I really am, and I find the Amazing Spider-Man to be very underrated. This one's easy. I don't even know why Daddy's Home is even on here. We're going to go Raiders of the Lost Ark. That one's easy, pretty simple. I think everybody can agree. Next, we have Mrs. Doubtfire or The Force Awakens. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, now The Force Awakens I think gets a lot of hate just because of its sequels. I find The Force Awakens to be actually a pretty good movie. However, Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, Robin Williams as a woman kills it. This is a great movie. I'm going to go Mrs. Doubtfire. Just pure fun entertainment movie. You gotta love it. Next, we have Dumb and Dumber versus Forrest Gump. This might be a heater. Like, it's Forrest Gump, but I would have liked to have seen Dumb and Dumber move on. I would have liked it, but we can't move on every movie. So Forrest Gump moves on. Divergent versus Ice Age 2. Listen, I didn't make this bracket. I don't know why these two movies are in here. It's supposed to be the best movies of all time. Obviously, this person's biased, as am I. I'm picking the movies. But Divergent, I only saw all 3 movies at once in one day. Never rewatched them again. I probably rewatched Ice Age 2 like 3 times, maybe, if that. So just in that case, I'll move on Ice Age 2. Although I don't believe it deserves second round. Madagascar 3 versus Marriage Story. A lot of people like Marriage Story. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I'm not a huge fan of Madagascar 3 neither. So I feel like I can respect Marriage Story a little bit better. So we're moving that on. Okay, World War Z or Spider-Man No Way Home. This one's easy for me. Respect to World War Z. Love that movie. But Spider-Man No Way Home is one of the better superhero movies of all time. It's definitely top 5 for me. We got to move on Spider-Man No Way Home into the second round. Next, we have Wreck-It Ralph and Django. I'm going to move on Django here, but give some respect to Wreck-It Ralph. That is a fantastic movie. I rewatched that movie so many times. I think when I first watched it, I wanted to rewatch it over and over and over again, but Django moves on. This one's easy. I'm not even going to talk about The Notebook. It could be any other movie in the world. Other than The Notebook, it would move on. Daddy's Home would have moved on if it was against The Notebook. So we're moving on to Wizard of Oz. Next, we have Spider-Man 3 and Dumb and Dumber 2. 2 sequels that do not match up to the previous movie. I'm going to go Spider-Man 3 here because I fuck with Venom. I fuck with him. We have Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince against the Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. I'm going to go Half-Blood Prince here just because I'm not a huge fan of the new Jumanji. I prefer the old Jumanji with Robin Williams. Maybe I'm an old head in that sense. Okay, so we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone versus Jumanji. We're gonna go Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I know Harry Potter just went 2 for 2 against Jumanji movies, but it is what it is. War of the Planet of the Apes versus We're the Millers. We're gonna have to go War of the Planet of the Apes here. We're the Millers is pretty underrated. I wouldn't put it top 128 all time. I wouldn't put it top 500 all time, really. But it is a good, fun movie. But War of the Planet of the Apes is just so cold. So cold. Next, we have The Lion King versus Hotel Transylvania. 2 movies that, man, this is gonna be tougher than you think. I mean, obviously, everybody's going to say, pick Lion King. I get that. I totally get that. But Hotel Transylvania, man, it is really good. I feel like it's really underrated. But I am going to have to choose Lion King, sadly. I feel like I wish Hotel Transylvania would have matched up against Madagascar 3 or something. But it matched up against one of the better animated movies of all time in The Lion King. Next, we have Madagascar Escape to Africa versus Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Wow. I might get some flack for this. I feel like there's more things wrong with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood than there is with Madagascar 2. This is my favorite Madagascar. It has Moto Moto. They're in Africa. I mean, it's just the best. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood runs long. Yeah, I mean, I still can enjoy the movie. I find it very fantastic. Madagascar 2 moves on. We have Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix versus Return of the Jedi. We're picking Return of the Jedi here. We got too many Harry Potters in here. Next, Beauty and the Beast, Avengers Age of Ultron. We're going to go Beauty and the Beast here. Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite animated movies of all time. Age of Ultron is not even the best Avenger. It's not even top 3, and there's only 4 of them. So, Beauty and the Beast. Next, we have Elf and Rogue One. Wow. I don't know what to do here. Elf is one of my favorite Christmas movies, but I think it gets a knock down for being a seasonal movie for me if I'm picking hairs here, because Rogue One is one of the most underrated movies, especially in the Star Wars universe. I find this to be my top 3 favorite Star Wars movies, so I gotta go Rogue One here. Shout out. I almost didn't even look at Thor Ragnarok here. Episode 3 moving on. My favorite Star Wars movie, get it out of here. Thor Ragnarok, even though I can respect Thor Ragnarok, not against Episode 3. Sorry, you're not going to stand a chance. This one's also going to be pretty easy. The Green Mile versus Captain America, the First Avenger. We got to go Green Mile here. The Witches versus Spider-Man Homecoming. We're going to go Spider-Man Homecoming here. Again, I might be a little biased. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. So, okay, so we got Indiana Jones versus Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Which Indiana Jones is that? I can't really read. Is that Last Crusade? I think it's Last Crusade. I'm gonna go Rise of the Planet of the Apes here. No disrespect to Indiana Jones. Rise of the Planet of the Apes in particular might be my favorite Planet of the Apes movie. It's what started it all. So Rise of the Planet of the Apes moves on. Next, we have Shrek versus Back to the Future 2. I don't know what to do here. So you tell me what to do. Because I'm not picking. One of my favorite trilogies ever, and it's the best movie in the trilogy, versus my second favorite animated movie of all time. So, yeah. Here we go. I mean, I have to make a decision. I'm gonna go with Shrek here, just because I feel like I just have to, which makes me sad. We're gonna go Spider-Man 2 here, and I think everybody knows why. That's all we gotta say. We're in round 2 on the left side, so I guess the way this works is we're gonna go left side, then right side then. But here we go. Avengers versus Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. What to do with myself, mate? This is mad. This is mad, isn't it? I almost just went eeny, meeny, miny, mo. But I feel strongly more towards Curse of the Black Pearl. If someone disses on Pirates of the Caribbean, I'd be like, what's the matter with you? Are you an idiot? So, we're moving it on. Next matchup, we have The Dark Knight versus Matilda. I almost just said The Dark Knight would dick down Matilda. That seemed my bad. You know, I shouldn't even said it. But The Dark Knight would absolutely... see, nothing works there. Nothing works there at all. And that's fine. But it would absolutely punish... No, The Dark Knight moves on, though. This one's also going to be pretty easy. I'm going to move on Cars here. I don't think Cars should have made it to round 3, but it did. Pulp Fiction versus The Mask. We have to go Pulp Fiction here, but man, I want to pick The Mask so bad. Like, it is so good. We'll go Pulp Fiction. It's an all-time classic. We have to. We have Raiders of the Lost Ark or The Amazing Spider-Man. We'll go Raiders of the Lost Ark, even though I'm not the biggest Indiana Jones fan. We'll pick it. Forrest Gump versus Mrs. Doubtfire. Sorry we have to see Mrs. Doubtfire go so soon, but Forrest Gump might end up getting out of this bracket. I have no clue. We'll see when we get there. Marriage Story versus Ice Age 2. We'll go with Ice Age 2. Marriage Story, you know, maybe because I've never been married, never been in love, never experienced a touch from another woman. Ice Age 2 moves on. Spider-Man No Way Home versus Django. Wow, what a heater. What a heater. You know, give some respect to Django. Give some respect to Django. I mean, a lot of you probably would pick this over No Way Home. But the more and more I watch No Way Home, it is a near perfect superhero movie. The Wizard of Oz versus Spider-Man 3. I mean, I gotta go Wizard of Oz here. All-time classic. All-time classic. So unique. Half-Blood Prince versus the Sorcerer's Stone. I prefer the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't know about you, though. War of the Planet of the Apes versus the Lion King. Man. You know, I fuck with the War of the Planet of the Apes, I do. But Lion King is just an all-time classic. Madagascar 2, Return of the Jedi. We gotta go Return of the Jedi here. Episode 6 all day, baby. Rogue One or Beauty and the Beast. You know, Beauty and the Beast might be top 3 Disney movie for me. Maybe I'll put it in the top 5 for sure. But Rogue One is so good, so underrated. I'm tempted to just go eeny, meeny, miny, mo here. I really am. Okay, all right. I've picked. Made a decisive decision. Don't need any help from anything. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. Iffy, holla, let them go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Looks like Rogue One moves on. Episode 3 of The Green Mile. Man, respect The Green Mile. It's such a classic, but we gotta go episode 3. We have to. For the culture, if you know what I mean. Spider-Man Homecoming or Rise of the Planet of the Apes. I gotta go Rise of the Planet of the Apes here. This one's a little bit easier than the first round with Shrek. I'm gonna pick Shrek here. Spider-Man 2 is probably the most overrated Spider-Man movie ever. It's good, but it's not the best Spider-Man, and people think it is. Okay. You know, Curse of the Black Pearl had a good run. It really did. But again, this is a near perfect movie, The Dark Knight is. And again, The Departed would still be in, I think, if The Dark Knight wasn't round 1 with it. So we have to go, sadly, with The Dark Knight. We see one of our favorite movies go, Curse of the Black Pearl. You've been a pleasure. Cars, good run, but Pulp Fiction's sending you out of here. This is my opinion. I think Forrest Gump's a better movie. A lot of people might disagree, but Forrest Gump moves on. Spider-Man No Way Home, easy dub over Ice Age 2. Wow, this was an easy victory for Spider-Man No Way Home. Wizard of Oz versus the Sorcerer's Stone. This one's a little tougher. I think we're going to go Wizard of Oz here. Yeah, I'm going to go Wizard of Oz here, sadly. Ooh. I got to go Lion King here. Return of the Jedi, you know, is very good. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, for some reason, I kept just looking at the Lion King. I just kept wanting to, you know, it's a better movie. Okay. 2 Star Wars movies. As I said earlier, Episode 3 is my favorite Star Wars movie, so of course it'll move on. Shrek or Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Good run, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Good run, but Shrek will beat you. Not 10 times out of 10, Shrek will beat you. Holy shit! Is this the? There's no way this is the final. Is it final 4? Oh, we're in the final 8. Final 8 on the left side. I gotta make a decision here. I have to make a decision here. Both near perfect. I'm gonna have to go Dark Knight here just because I feel like it's harder to be a near perfect superhero movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like a superhero movie, near perfect superhero movie, I get it. But when you look outside the realm of superhero movies, The Dark Knight's still one of the greatest movies ever made. So Yeah, we're moving it on. Oh man, I'm tempted to eeny, meeny, miny, moe this. Wow, it's starting to get a little harder, yeah? I don't know what to do. That's the problem. Listen, oh man, this is so tough. Because each time I find something wrong with the movie, and I'm like, oh, but then this, but you know, it has this. Forrest Gump brings a lot of emotion. Ups and downs, roller coaster, it's truly a man's life story. And it's just a beautiful piece of artwork. Spider-Man is just cool, you know? So, I mean, I guess I would have to go with they're both entertaining movies, so the entertainment's a check. But then this one's just a piece of art. It's just like so beautiful to watch. Forrest Gump moves on. Lion King or Wizard of Oz, for some reason, I feel like this is an easy win for Lion King. Lion King moves on to the final four. Wow. Who knew we would get here? They're so good, it would be disrespectful to do eeny, meeny, miny, moe here, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he holla, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't think I would have felt good either way. Shrek moves on. The dark, it just doesn't get any easier at this point, yeah? Bring me back to the first round. Let me complain about bad matchups. These are great matchups, and I can't decide to save my life. Put a gun to my head. Which one's better? Which one's better? I literally almost just clicked The Dark Knight. And I feel like I have to pick The Dark Knight. I really do. 2 all-time performances. Tom Hanks carries that movie. I feel like there's a plethora of actors in The Dark Knight that carry, especially Heath Ledger, Christian Bale, of course. Man, this is tough, man. I'm trying to nitpick here, and I can't really find anything wrong with either movie. I'm going to go with The Dark Knight here. I don't know how it's gotten this far. Trust me, there are tons of movies that are better than The Dark Knight. I don't think they were on here, though. These are probably 2 of the top 3 animated movies of all time, like, objectively. I find Shrek to be a better movie. So we're going to go Shrek, and then Shrek the Dark Knight. I can't believe The Dark Knight made it here. I'm not even that big on The Dark Knight. It beat The Departed. It beat Matilda. Barely beat Curse of the Black Pearl, right? And then when I put it toe-to-toe against Pulp Fiction, I think this should have been the final 2. I think Pulp Fiction and The Dark Knight should have been final 2. I don't feel good with it winning, but it is better than Shrek. I feel like I'm fucking up here. It wins the left side. So on to the right side. Here we go. Here we fucking go. WALL-E or Wolf of Wall Street? This one's going to be easy. Wolf of Wall Street. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban or Toy Story 4? Toy Story 4 is underrated as hell. Moving on. I almost didn't even look at which Harry Potter that was. And I'm not gonna, because I can't read it. Interstellar moves on. It's better than any Harry Potter. And if you haven't seen Interstellar, this is your warning. Go fucking see it. A Boy in the Striped Pajamas or Despicable Me. I mean, see, these are proper first round matchups. Episode 2. See, look. Easy pick again, Monsters, Inc. And if you pick episode 2, you're a freaking freak. Easy pick here as well. Saving Private Ryan over Deadpool any day of the week. Easy pick. Goblet of Fire versus The Truman Show. Holy shit. It might seem like I'm shitting on Harry Potter movies, but I mean, they're going up against heaters right now. Megamind, underrated. Bruce Almighty, even more underrated. We gotta go Bruce Almighty, man. Bruce Almighty is a great movie. Tangled versus Toy Story 2. You know, sadly, one of these have to go first round. This is going to be a hot take because a lot of people out there like Toy Story 2 as their best Toy Story movie. I don't. I find Toy Story and Toy Story 3 to be better, just a slight bit. And I like Tangled a lot, man. I put Tangled over a lot of things. We're gonna go Tangled here, and it's gonna be it's round 1 upset, and I'm sorry, some brackets got upsets. It sucks. Indiana Jones, Temple of Doom versus Jaws. Man, this one's a coin flip for me. But just because of the wallpaper's so cool, we're gonna go Jaws. This one's so easy. Shawshank Redemption moves on over Peter Pan. Like, come on, get a good movie in there. No sneak diss on Peter Pan. This one's also very easy. The Godfather moves on for obvious reasons. Liar Liar, Home Alone. Earlier, I knocked Elf out for it being a Christmas movie, but Home Alone is just that movie. Ace Ventura Bears. Oh, wow. Empire Strikes Back. Moving on. Easy. Spider-Man Far From Home or Finding Nemo. I think this is the worst Spider-Man out of the new trilogy, Tom Holland's trilogy. And I think Finding Nemo is an almost perfect animation movie. So Finding Nemo moves on. Solo versus Pixels. What is this? What is this atrocity? I'm going to pick Pixels here because it knows what it is, and I'm tired of all the Star Wars shit. I'm tired of it. Like, I'm done watching Star Wars. Done. Unless they... Okay, I'm not done. But, you know, wow. I don't want to be here. I don't want to pick. Just praised Toy Story 3 a couple seconds ago, but, man, the Hunger Games... The Hunger Games, don't know why many people don't talk about it as one of the greatest movies of all time. And I get it. The love triangle thing. I get the teenage heartthrob parts of it, but that's not the whole point of the movie. The whole point of the movie is a really cool premise, a really amazing plot, a bunch of character development, selflessness, and breaking a societal structure. It's just a beautiful work of art. Hunger Games moves on. Scrooge versus Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. We're going to have to move on. Episode 1. Episode 1, I'm not even a huge fan of it. Episode 1 moves on. Chamber of Secrets, one of my favorite Harry Potter movies, but it's up against Jurassic Park. Ouch. Jurassic Park moves on. Shutter Island versus Jurassic World. What do you think? Shutter Island moves on. We can't have Jurassic World and Jurassic Park get out of round 1. I've never seen this movie, Free Guy, so we're going to have to go Endgame. We found a movie I've never seen. The original Ice Age versus Back to the Future 3. What did I pick? Man, why couldn't this been Back to the Future 2 over against Ice Age? Like, I feel like that would be a better movie matchup. I'm going Ice Age. Inception versus Guardians of the Galaxy? Like, give me a break, man. I mean, I'm going to have to go Inception here, but it's not that far. It's really not. Like, this sucks. This matchup sucks. Oof. Wow. Joker is one of my favorite movies in the past five years. One of my favorite movie-going experiences in the past 5 years for sure. But Aladdin, man, is an all-time classic. One of my favorite Disney animated movies. I think I'm gonna have to go Aladdin here, and it blows. It really blows chunks. Like, I want to throw up doing this. But Aladdin moves on. Original Madagascar versus Step Brothers. We gotta go Step Brothers. One of the better comedies of all time. Gladiator versus the original Back to the Future. Back to the Future gotta win one, right? Back to the Future gotta win one. But then, he goes up against Gladiator. I'm not a huge Russell Crowe fan. I feel like he just does a lot of the same roles, kind of like, Gerard Butler. Kind of like the same, maybe it's just because they look alike. I could be wrong. But Back to the Future was going to move on. Gladiator is an overall good story. Just in the mood to give Back to the Future a good bump up there. New Hope versus The Incredibles. To be honest, I'm going The Incredibles. I find New Hope to be very boring. I don't know how Star Wars became as big as it has because of the first movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it got the sequel. I don't understand how it got the sequel, but it got it. Maybe just the times, But Incredibles moves on. Oh my god. Listen, I get that Schindler's List is one of the better movies of all time. I totally get it. But Infinity War cannot be bumped round 1. It is my favorite MCU movie. It is probably my second to third favorite superhero movie ever. Might be, is it number 1? I don't know. It's that good. Infinity War moves on. Ratatouille, oh my god. The fact that I had to read The Last Jedi, Ratatouille moves on. Why is The Last Jedi in the top 128 movies bracket? I don't get that. How the Grinch Stole Christmas or Captain America the Winter Soldier. Not a big fan of the Winter Soldier. Not a big fan of Captain America. But How the Grinch Stole Christmas is probably my favorite, if not my second favorite Christmas movie ever. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Okay, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes or The Little Mermaid. What do you think I'm going to do? Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Looks like Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Is it part 1 or 2? I can't really read that. That's such a small print. We're going to go with that one. I think I'm going to assume it's part 2. I'm going to go Wolf of Wall Street here. I think it's overall better movie. This one's easy for me as well. Interstellar moves on. Monsters, Inc. versus Saving Private Ryan. I mean, I can make a case for Monsters, Inc., but I mean, Saving Private Ryan moves on. The Truman Show, wow, 2 Jim Carrey movies, who knew? But The Truman Show it is going to take the cake. Tangled versus Jaws. This is where Jaws meets its end. Tangled. Yes, I'm picking Tangled. Yes. Well, what? Hey, bruh. You want to go see Jaws or Tangled, dude? Honestly, Tangled. What are you, fucking gay? No. Tangled moves on. Whoa. Where's my water? I don't want to pick this. We're going to go Shawshank, I think. I think we're going to go Shawshank, but I'm not sure. I don't feel good about it, but I want to see. When I don't really know, my personal feeling is like even, I'll probably pick the upset. And I feel like, yes, IMDb has this ranked Shawshank 1, but every other list on the planet has got a Godfather ranked 1. So, we're moving on Shawshank. Reluctantly, though. This one's easy as well. Empire Strikes Back moves on. Home Alone, again, up there in Christmas movies for me. This one, Finding Nemo got an easy second round. I don't even know why Pixels is on here, but Nemo moves on. The Hunger Games got an easy second round as well. Episode 1 just went up against, who did Episode 1 go up against? Yeah, they went up against Scrooge. I mean, But Hunger Games Bodies Episode 1. Easy. Jurassic Park versus Shutter Island. Now this is a scary one. Most of you might think Jurassic Park would win. I might be leaning towards Shutter Island. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Jurassic Park here. I'm gonna go Jurassic Park here. All-time classic. But Shutter Island is a sneaky pick though. Endgame or Ice Age. I'm gonna have to go Endgame here. I like Endgame a lot. Who on the earth hasn't seen Endgame? I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. That doesn't sound too fucking obvious. It's just fucking badass. Inception or Aladdin. Aladdin, I mean, dude, Aladdin had a rough go, man. It went up against the Joker. It never had a chance. It went up against the Joker, and now it's going up against Inception. It's also in the same bracket as Endgame and Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, it didn't have any chance. Zero chance of making it out. They hating on Aladdin, man. That pisses me off. Step Brothers versus Back to the Future. I'm going to pick Back to the Future here. Again, Back to the Future 2 just went up. Who do they go up against? I keep on forgetting Shrek. Back to the Future's got it easy compared to what Back to the Future 2 had. I think Back to the Future 2 is better, but Back to the Future is making a run. Cinderella Story, Back to the Future. No Cinderella Story for The Incredibles. Infinity War moves on. Ratatouille or How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Man, again, I'm gonna have to give How the Grinch Stole Christmas a knockdown for being seasonal. Ratatouille is an all-time classic you can watch any time of the year. And then Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2, we're assuming, and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I gotta go Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Do I? No. No, actually, no. Smack me. I'm gonna go Harry Potter, especially if it's Deathly Hallows Part 2. Okay, this one's easy. You had a good run. Wolf of Wall Street, you had a great run, actually. We're gonna go Interstellar. Truman Show or Saving Private Ryan. At first glance, you're like, oh, two classics, but Saving Private Ryan is an objectively better movie. So was Shawshank over Tangled. Tangled, you had a great run. You're no Cinderella, but you did have a Cinderella story. So we have Empire Strikes Back or Finding Nemo. All the animated ones in this bracket got kicked. I know it shouldn't influence my decision, but I kind of want to pick Finding... No, we're picking Empire Strikes Back. We have to. We have to. Oh, I'm so tempted to pick The Hunger Games. Honestly, I can make a case for The Hunger Games being better. Listen, if you get past the teenage heartthrob, which is not even that big of a deal in the movie, if you can get past the teenage heartthrob, the reason why people get turned off from the movie, it's a fantastic movie. To me, it's an 8.5 plus out of 10. Same with Jurassic Park, and if we're being even, I think this is even, for me, personally, when it comes to favorite movies. I think it's even. So if it's even, right, it goes to the upset. So, Hunger Games moves on. Endgame or Inception? Jesus. We gotta go Inception here, sadly. Rest in peace, Endgame. Infinity War. Back to the Future, you had a good run. I can't let you keep slipping by. Infinity War moves on. Alright, I'm excited for this. Ratatouille versus Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2. Wow. All the animated movies in this bracket, in this right side, have been destroyed, right? And this one's also even, because Ratatouille's my favorite Pixar movie. So yeah, we'll go Ratatouille. We'll go Ratatouille. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of you Harry Potter fans. You're what makes the world go round. Interstellar or Saving Private Ryan. This one's easy, also easy for me. Interstellar moves on. Again, absolute masterpiece. Masterclass by Christopher Nolan. Empire Strikes Back or Shawshank Redemption. Okay, this is the same problem I ran into over there. Once you get late, it's almost impossible to pick. But we're gonna go Shawshank. Now Shawshank beat Godfather earlier. The Godfather would be in the same position Shawshank was. They just happened to face in the second round. I mean, I might have to end the run for the Hunger Games. Just a more complex, more character arc, more character development, more world building, believe it or not. Just a beautiful showcase of what cinema can be. Mindfuck, trippy. Inception gotta move on, man. It's gotta. Infinity War, Ratatouille. Ratatouille, you had a good run. You were the true Cinderella story. Rise of Skywalker, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Then you went Harry Potter. I mean, you did have a pretty easy road. But Infinity War, sooner or later, you were going to have to run into one of them fucking behemoths. So, I think we got our final four, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Both of these movies were at one point in my top 10 all time. I've watched a lot of movies since then, and one of them has gone out of the top 10 into the top 20, maybe even top 30. I need to do an updated list, but one of them is still in the top 10 and might forever be in the top 10. Interstellar moves on. Inception or Infinity War. I'm gonna go Inception here. I think Inception is almost a masterpiece. It's as close as you can get to a masterpiece, and of course the championship on the right side. I mean, I feel like Interstellar and Shawshank could have been the championship round. I feel like Interstellar, The Godfather could be the championship round. Honestly, if Interstellar wasn't in here, The Godfather and Shawshank could have been in the championship round, but they faced in round 2. So Interstellar's going to win this one, and honestly, will have a very good shot at winning it all in the championship round. As you can see, The Dark Knight versus Interstellar. We started with 128 movies, and we're down to 2. Which one will be the last movie standing as the best movie of all time to this bracket? Not of all time, because they're missing some fucking movies in here. Okay, I just want to put that out there. Which movie will stay standing and win $1 million? The winner of the first annual Bracket Fights All-Time Movie Bracket Challenge is... coming to you after the break. Welcome back. We're trying to decide who is going to win the championship, Interstellar or The Dark Knight. I think everybody knows what's going to happen here. The winner of the first annual Bracket Challenge Ultimate Movie Challenge Bracket thing is Interstellar. Interstellar is going to body Dark Knight. Interstellar is apparently the best movie of all time. You heard it here first, I guess. There's movies missing here, but this is what we did. Look what we did. This is what we did. That's a lot. That's a lot right there. Thank you guys for watching, and I would like to end the video with an acceptance speech from Interstellar itself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We worked really hard to be here. 128 of you, 127 of you lost. I was better than all of you. I'd like to thank my mother, Christopher Nolan, and everything she's done for us, in creating us, bringing us into this world. We'd like to thank our Father, the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ himself. And we would like to thank our favorite adult film actress who's here tonight, Mia Khalifa. Thank you for coming and being supportive. Interstellar out. And The War of the Movies out. Thank you for watching.